Hello Pisces, welcome back to Leaping Lotus Tarot. If you're new here, my name is Addison. I really appreciate you joining in. I'm going to jump right into the reading, okay? We're just going to get going. So I have the Star Tarot today, and I also have the Romeo and Juliet Oracle. And I will always be sure to include it in the description box. That's where you can find any of these decks if you're interested. We got several cards that just jumped out. So we've got Seven of Swords reversed. We have the High Priestess. We have Prince of Wands reversed. And we have Ten of Swords. Okay. So basically, what I'm getting here is that there was something that was painful. And there was an elusive quality about it that was not entirely clear. Something has come to light here. The Seven of Swords is a card of deception. The Ten of Swords is a card of, pain and betrayal. With the Seven of Swords being reversed, we are having clarity here. The High Priestess as well is kind of, she's kind of an elusive feminine as well, but she's upright here. So I'm getting that the mystery could have perhaps been associated around a feminine energy. But it's seeming like something has come to light or something's getting cleared up. Prince of Wands reversed, though. I want to go ahead and get some clarity on that because I could kind of go several ways with that one here. We got Two of Wands. So with the wand energy, that's fire signs, right? That's Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. But with the Two of Wands, it's almost like somebody having to kind of, if you look at the imagery here, it's sort of like two flames diverging. It's almost like somebody having to make a decision, perhaps about a passion, perhaps about moving into a new situation or moving on. This could have been a relationship that dissolved, with being that Prince of Wands reversed. Prince of Wands being in this case would be a knight. And so a knight energy, normally the wand knight is, he's moving forward, but it's not at the rate of like, say, a Knight of Swords. So can I get some clarity around if this was an emotional connection? The Star. Yeah, so there was absolutely a feminine energy here that was part of this information coming to light. Can you tell me more about the Star, more about this feminine? Ten of Cups sideways, yeah. This connection was something that they thought was their forever. They thought was their end game, their final thing. And it's interesting that it's sideways, though. It's not reversed. So it's almost like maybe there's perhaps a potential that it still could be. Maybe there's just some healing that needs to go on around a certain something that happened. Yeah, Three of Wands. Okay, so sometimes people interpret the threes as like a third party or an additional person involved in the mix. I don't always kind of go with that interpretation, but in the case of how we're talking about this, something coming to light in this perhaps deception, and the one energy being like a passion, that could have been the case. So maybe somebody found out that there was a little bit of infidelity going on, perhaps. Is there any clarity we can get around that? Anything about infidelity, or what exactly the Five of Pentacles? Yeah, sounds like it very much could be being left out in the cold, not embraced by the warmth of somebody's love. Nine of Swords. Yeah, okay, so this may be resonating for you, perhaps some infidelity, perhaps a third party. Do we want to find out about this third party with that Three of Wands? Do we really care to know? Do we want to know? Also, I'm not really sure if this is a past energy or a current energy, so let's go ahead and say, who is this? Prince of Wands reverse type of thing? What is this Three of Wands energy? Tell me about this wand energy here. Empress. Whoa. Is this past or present? I don't think it's future. I think this is past or present. Five of Wands. This imagery in particular on this card, so the Five of Wands is like that conflict card. you know, 5 people kind of standing around battling each other with sticks. But what I'm really seeing here is this solitary feminine holding these flowers close to her heart. They look like lilies, actually. And I'm sort of getting, even with like that it's not an actual serpent, but if you think about Kundalini energy, you know, that serpent moving up the body, up the spine, and coming through the top of the head, right, as part of the awakening process. And we see here a volcano. So it's almost very symbolic of like this fire underneath, that wand energy coming up through and exploding through the head. But it's like clutching like flowers close to her chest, lilies. Maybe lilies are significant to you. Maybe go ahead and Google the significance of lilies, the symbolism of that, and that may be an additional message for you. But with the Empress, I didn't want to say it right away, but I think it's almost like this infidelity situation was almost good, in the sense that I think that she's finding her counterpart that's perhaps better for her, more compatible. I'm not sure if this is you or someone you know. So this could either be like really speaking to you in a great way, or this could be really hurting you right now. And these are also stories, right? These may not actually entirely resonate for you at all. You may find nothing in this, but you may just be curious to hear how these characters handle their situations, right? So, you know, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Tell me more about this beautiful Empress energy that's like holding these lilies close to her chest. The Sun. She's in a really optimistic energy. So if she was the one who perhaps was betrayed, she's going to be okay. It's like she's coming through this, and it's totally going to be just fine. And there's actually a lot of light at the end of the tunnel here. 10 of Wands, even though it feels heavy right now, if you look at this bear sort of behind, like on the shoulders here of this masculine energy, perhaps she's actually supported in this case by another masculine, or maybe even a father figure, perhaps to her, that's really kind of having her back through this right now. She's not feeling entirely alone. She's got, you know, with the Sun, masculine support here, masculine energy here supporting her through what she's going through, or what she went through. So it probably was a past situation, because we do have upright Empress energy. So the Moon, yeah, this is beautiful. So this is a new phase. This is a new transition that this feminine is making into her new life. She's following her intuition now. She's not trapped in illusion. She's not trying to convince herself of something that is not reality, and what she found in this other person. So that's really beautiful. Any final messages that we can get? Oh, we've got the Lovers reversed, which makes sense. That's that 10 of Cups sideways. So there's not I'm not getting any sort of current relationship here for this feminine. I can go ahead and ask if something is coming in for her. Oh, right as I say that. 10 of Cups upright. And the Star. Okay, this can also be very symbolic of fertility too. So, okay, tell me more about this 10 of Cups. Tell me about this fertility. It's like she's moving into the Sun, because maybe there is another option. Is there another option? The Devil. Ooh, perhaps Capricorn energy. Or perhaps, what I just got was perhaps... as she's kind of in her seductive, beautiful energy right now with this Star, and moving past old hurts, and perhaps seeking validation in maybe new masculine energy. Be careful of this Devil, because it's, you know, lustful, passionate, addiction, maybe not something that's going to really be long-term. We're going to get clarification with that 10 of Cups. So it could start out as a connection like this, you know, really lusty, but then builds into something greater over time. That's possible. Or I'm going to finish my current thought was, what I was saying before, was that be careful, because you may get pregnant. Okay. So while you're having fun and, you know, exploring these passions and excitements, don't get knocked up by the wrong person in the midst of the heat and passions. So all I'm kind of getting is like a message that may speak to someone out there, okay? I do want to know more about the 10 of Cups, though. And I may pull a Romeo and Juliet oracle for that as well. I'm kind of feeling called to do that. 3 of Wands again. I'm just right away, I need clarity on that. Because it was a different context that we had before with that. 4 Cups reversed. There may be multiple options for her. She may have been kind of getting down before in that 4 Cups energy, thinking that she didn't have that many options, or she had to like force something to work with a particular option, maybe with the person who betrayed her, or just with the next person that kind of came along, who knows. But I'm seeing that she has multiple passionate offers here, maybe, or will, so to try not to limit the opportunities to somebody who may not be fully what you're looking for, right? With that devil, with that Capricorn energy. All right, I'm feeling called to pull from this Romeo and Juliet deck, okay? Let's see what love messages are in here. For the feminine listening, or for the feminine you're listening for, whether it be a Pisces or whoever, tell me any words of encouragement, or this one was wanting to come out. Anything else? Oh, okay. So I'm going to take all of these upright, by the way, these particular cards. I'm not going to do reversals for the oracle. So first that came out was Count Paris. And we've just been talking about that Capricorn devil energy, right? Narcissistic, attractive, noble, and sincere. So this person could be a little bit of a narcissist, right? You may be a very empathic person, sensitive person, compassionate person, and so you may be kind of cutting this next person a lot of slack, or you did cut somebody a lot of slack in the past. Very attractive though, so it's kind of like alluring, right? So like they're a narcissist, but like, you know, you can deal with it. You know how to handle that type of energy. You've been around it perhaps a lot in your life. Noble and sincere though is what's really interesting coming across for this one. So it could be a little bit deceptive in a sense. It could trick you. You may think it's something that it's not, or maybe it is something really great and they just don't have all of the best qualities. So maybe they are really noble and sincere, but they can be they can kind of think a little highly of themselves sometimes, which isn't always bad. You know, confidence is good, but you win some, you lose some, right? Verona's summer hath not such a flower, is what that Count Paris card says. We also have the Nurse, kindness, loving, and realistic. Perhaps that's that feminine energy I was saying, that's very compassionate, empathetic, kind of forgiving of particular traits like narcissism. Thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit, wilt thou not, Jewel? So yeah, it's again trying to be careful, be thoughtful, be considerate, be discerning, okay? Because we did have that Moon card come out before, and we had that High Priestess too, so there is an air in this reading very much of illusion, of a perception, a mystery, something that's not entirely clear. The Star's even kind of that way in a sense too. It's not as much of a mystery or an illusion card, but it is. Those cards also all speak to intuition too, so definitely follow your intuition here. Listen to the voice that's within you. Don't get caught up too much in the lusty stuff and the you know, the narcissistic qualities that can sometimes be a little bit alluring. Kiss, the sublimation of love, eternal loyalty, noble sacrifice. Again, that word noble. O churl, drunk all, and left no friendly drop to help me after I will kiss thy lips. This is that scene where Juliet sacrifices herself when you know, she sees what has happened to Romeo. Or actually, technically it's the other way around. But in this case, like, she's laying on top of him. So that's kind of why I read it like that. So this feminine in this story could be kind of sacrificing herself in a way to this masculine, kind of giving too much of herself, getting caught up in the lustful passions of kisses and romance, and maybe the idea of eternal loyalty, noble sacrifice. Maybe it's not entirely true. We did have 10 of Cups though. So this is very interesting. It's almost like this story, it's almost like a empathic person actually will be with a narcissistic person, and it somehow works out. Like usually you hear about how that's such like a destructive relationship, but it's almost like maybe there's healing that goes on between these two. Maybe like they're actually able to, you know, maybe it is a karmic relationship and it has some lessons that need to be kind of worked out, and they teach each other things. So maybe it's not a forever thing. It does say eternal loyalty though. Let's see what this final oracle that came out was. Apothecary, forced sin, cunning, the dark side of human. My poverty, but not my will, consents. Ooh. That kind of reminds me of that devil energy. There's something really kind of... What I'm getting is that the illusion of romance, the illusion of eternal loyalty and sacrifice, the illusion perhaps of this being a connection that could actually work out is really just the dark side of the human. And I don't really take the word sin like you're doing something wrong by, you know, canoodling with this person, right? Enjoying the passions of a kiss and more. It's not really that so much as just be aware that what you're feeling could be just, you know, not something that's long-term and sustainable. It could just be a heat of passion, a fiery passion that's temporary and could feel and seem like something that it's not. I want to get one more oracle because the Ten of Cups has come out sideways and then upright. I want to know why, if this connection is seeming like a little bit of a risk or something you need to be wary of. Why the Ten of Cups? Love at first sight. Twin flame, mirror souls. Okay, I was saying it could be a karmic, but this actually may be a very deep soul connection, which makes sense because when you, the beginnings of a twin flame connection are, you know, very fiery and passionate and seem a lot like something it's not. And it's not because it's not, it's because it is. Like, it is something extremely special and unique and beautiful. And that's why this is so confusing, because there may be a period of time. We did have 10 of Wands, we did have 10 of Swords, we did have 9 of Swords. There may be a period of time. I think that might be why I'm also a little confused of whether this is past or present energy. That makes a lot of sense more now. This is something that you were going through and will continue to go through, and this could actually be future energy as well, because the twin flame connection is usually not resolved in a very short amount of time. This is something that goes over time because it is healing, right? Remember I was saying how these people may be healing through each other, triggering each other, having these lessons. So maybe not a karmic relationship at all. Maybe it's a twin flame mirror souls. Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn the bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night. Yeah, a lot of passionate chemistry between these two. Whoever these characters are, yeah, love at first sight. Oof, I'm like getting chills. Like, the other one that came out was when I was asking for clarification on 10 of Cups is Friar Lawrence, wise, trustworthy, caring, and optimistic. Wisely and slow they stumble that run fast. Oh, chills again. Wisely and slow they stumble that run fast. Okay, so the clarification for the 10 of Cups in this situation is if you rush into this too fast and you come in hot and heavy, with the twin flames, there's always a separation phase, right? And that kind of always has to happen. There's not really much you can do about that. My recommendation, or what I'm getting in with that whole, you know, that whole like be careful energy is like, don't throw yourself into the throes of this passion so generously like an empathic person might, just because you have such a connection with this person. Try to be wise, try to see it for what it is, right? Ultimately, if union is meant to happen in this lifetime, it will happen. This is one of those connections that cannot be forced. It cannot be rushed. It cannot be in an energy of push or want or desire, which is what's super tricky about it, because there is so much desire, there is so much passion there. You saw a lot of fertility card too. You may be picturing a future with this person, that 10 of Cups. You may be picturing a family with this person. But just be careful with that. It's so hard because you're going to want to like manifest it, right? You're like, okay, if I really believe in this, and just don't get your heart so set on it, because if this is a twin flame connection, there may be some disconnect phase, most likely, or you're already going through it right now, which is great. That just means you're one step closer to union potentially, right? You have to go through the separation phase. It's a big part of the healing process. It's a big part of the integration process for both parties. There are multiple reasons why twins go through that separation phase. Sometimes people get in their head thinking about, oh, something I did or I said. Nothing can really ruin the connection in that sense. It's more about whatever sort of third party, right? 3 of Wands, external things are going on that are distracting them from the connection. So it could be work, it could be family, it could be prior commitments. Maybe they're in a relationship with somebody else. Maybe it's religion, maybe it's other beliefs or appearances. It can be a bunch of different 3-dimensional reality things that really at the end of the day don't matter, but are something that the soul has to go through an evolution with in this plane of existence in order to ascend and release the conflicts of life, to come to the true self, to go through that awakening. I'm moving through these cards here because I'm trying to find that 5 of Wands card. I might have shuffled it back into the, no, here it is. This is what I'm talking about here. This Kundalini energy, this activation, this awakening, this volcano through the mind. But having the love close to the heart, the self-love, right? Because that's really what the journey of the twin flames is about, is self-love, self-acceptance. Because if this is your twin soul, if this is your mirror, they cannot love you fully, or they can't give to you fully until you give fully to yourself. They mirror that energy. It's the law of the universe. It's just how the energy works. It's magnetism. It's a polarity. If there's a push, it's going to be repelled, right? If you think about magnets of the same, if they're pushed together, they don't, they repel. And especially the stronger the magnet, right? The stronger that force, the harder it's going to push, right? So you gotta turn the energy the other way. You gotta focus inward. You gotta go to yourself in order for that magnet, that other counterpart, the other version of yourself. It's not the other half of yourself, okay? Because you're whole on your own. That's a big distinguishing factor about this connection, is that you are completely whole on your own, and that's what you have to discover in this connection. You don't need that other person to fulfill that in you. As frustrating as that sounds, and as counterintuitive to how it emotionally feels to your body, it is the truth. You only need yourself. You only need your own soul's approval, okay? And the sooner you recognize that, and the sooner you have self-love for yourself and accept that, the sooner you're going to be able to draw that person into you. But remember, that cannot be the intention. That cannot be the focus. Because if your focus is to start focusing on yourself and doing the inner work to bring them back, that's still not the right focus, right? It genuinely has to be a focus on yourself. And you really can't care if you ever come into union with them. You have to genuinely set them free and let them live their life, whether they're with other people, whatever. Like, you absolutely have to release that. As hard as that is, that's part of the journey, is releasing that, so that you can come back to the self. And maybe they will come back over time, but that can't be the goal. The goal has to be the self. I was not expecting that to be a twin flame reading, but that's what we got there with that one. So hope you enjoyed it, Pisces. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next reading now, and we will see you next time.